29 states, more than 1,600 languages, 6,400 castes, six major religions, six ethnic groups, but one country. This shows that despite having diverse culture, traditions, languages, and religions, we stand together as one. This shows that we have unity in diversity and we are proud that we are Indians.
A very fine and pleasant morning to our chief guest of the day, Ms. Sri Srinidhi, our beloved principal, Ms. Sarita Sastras, Vice Principal, Ms. Srilata Manikandan, all the parents, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, we are gathered over here to celebrate the 73rd Republic Day. Let me be the first one to wish you all a very happy Republic Day. Let's start this special day with a prayer.
Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
26 January holds an everlasting place in our national memory because it is the day when modern India was born. Under Mahatma Gandhi's moral and political leadership, National Congress passed the Purna Swaraj resolution demanding complete independence from the British rule in December 1929. Gandhiji organized nationwide celebrations on 26 January 1930 as Independence Day. From then on, the nation took a pledge on this day every year to carry on this freedom struggle till we attained it. Exactly 20 years later, in 1950, we adopted our Charter of Modernity, the Constitution. Tragically, Gandhi had been martyred 2 years before. But the framework of a constitution that has made India a role model for today's world was constructed out of his philosophy. Its essence lay in our four principles: democracy, freedom of faith, gender equality, and an economic upsurge for those trapped in the curse of dire poverty and those who have made the guiding values of our country. I would now like to call upon our chief guest to hoist the national flag, a symbol of our national pride and identity.
tricolor flutters majestically. The three colors on our national flag, saffron, white, and green, symbolizes the millions who died fighting for the peace and prosperity that prevails in our nation. It reminds us of our responsibilities towards our nation. We now have our teachers to sing the flag song.
தாயின் மணி கொடி பாரி அதை தாழ்ந்து பணிந்து புகழ்ந்திடவாரி தாயின் மணி கொடி பாரி பொங்கி வளர்ந்ததோர் கம்பம் அதன் உச்சியின் ஆகியதி லிகம் அறிந்தது பாரி தாயின் மணி கொடி பாரி கம்பத்தின் கீழ் நிற்றல் காணி எங்கும் காணரும் பெருந்திரள் கூட்டம் நம்பற்குரிய அவ்வீரர் தங்கள் கொடியினை காக்க தாயின் மணி கொடி பாரி அதை தாழ்ந்து பணிந்து புகழ்ந்திடவாரி தாயின் மணி கொடி பாரி.
Thank you so much, teachers. Our chief guest for the day is Ms. Sri Srinidhi S., an alumni of BVM Global Coimbatore 2018 batch. She is currently pursuing final year Bachelor's of Engineering in KCT Coimbatore and Master of Science in Cyber Security from EC Council University, Mexico, USA simultaneously. She has obtained a lot of industrialized certificates such as Cisco, Amazon, NIT Warangal, Microsoft, and IBM to name a few. She is a student forum member of the IEEE and a member of the National Security Database. She has been successfully placed at Cognizant as a program analyst. She has also published a paper in the IEEE conference on data analytics domain titled CAB Optimum Deployment. We are very happy to have you with us today. Now, we request Sairikta, our assistant head girl, to felicitate our chief guest. Thank you so much, Sairikta. Without further ado, we would like to hear from you now.
Thank you very much. So when I was given the introduction, I was just puzzled if it was me. So good morning to one and all. First of all, I would like to thank the principals, vice principals, teachers, and the management for giving me this opportunity. I remember my school days here attending these celebrations. As a student, those days, I always had a question in mind about the difference between the Independence Day and the Republic Day. I think throwing some light on this today will be more relevant. As we all know, Independence Day is the day on which our nation got the freedom from British ruling. Republic Day is the day on which the Constitution of India has come into effect. Now, the question arises, what is meant by Republic and the Constitution? Republic is a term derived from a Latin word res publica, meaning public affair. So, Republic means the power of the people. There is no rule of kingdom. People of the country have the power to rule. Now, the question is, how the people rule themselves? What are the rules, regulations to be followed? What is the objectives, duties, and responsibilities of such ruling? A document consisting answers to all these is the Constitution. This document was first set in motion on this day, on 1950, that we celebrate as Republic Day. As a citizen of India, we should know what this Constitution confers on us and what our duties are to this Constitution. Liberty of thought, expression, faith, belief, and worship are some of the fundamental rights that every citizen has got from this Constitution. It is the Constitution that assures the freedom of living and values and respect to all of us. It is our duty to reciprocate the same to our nation. Wishing you all a very happy Republic Day. Thank you, one and all. Jai Hind.
Thank you for your thoughtful speech, Akka. Your words really did inspire us. Now, let us move on to the cultural festivities.
Keeping up with the new normal, it is time to continue our program virtually. First, we have Janani of class 9 who is going to dance for a Bharatiyar song.
வீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சிலீரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே வீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சிலீரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே சரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர்நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு.
There cannot be a Republic Day without mentioning the Constitution of our country. When we think about our Constitution, we are associated with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The students of class 6 are here with a documentary about him.
Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, also known as Baba Sahib Ambedkar, is famous as the father of the Indian Constitution. He was a great activist and a social reformer who fought for the rights of Dalits and the upliftment of the socially backward class in the Indian society. Early life and education. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was born on 14th April 1891 in Mahor, a small place in western Madhya Pradesh. He belonged to the untouchable Mahar caste. Since his grandfather and father were part of the British Army, all army personnel's family were required to study, and thus Ambedkar had the privilege to study which would otherwise have been denied to low caste people. He was a good student, earning doctorates from the London University and Columbia University of London. He gained reputation as a scholar for his research in law, economics and political science. Thank you.
Opportunities given to all students to study. Bhimrao faced a lot of discrimination in school. He was allowed only to sit on the floor. The teachers will not touch their notebooks, and they were not allowed to drink water from the public reservoirs. This soon etched into his mind that they will always remain untouched. He was always fond of reading and read whatever he could lay his hands on. He was often treated badly by the teachers, but he went forward for higher education and graduated in the arts. He even won a scholarship for higher studies and was sent to America. He completed his doctorate and went to London to study economics and politics. His scholarship was terminated and he had to return to Baroda. Here, he worked as the defense secretary, but he was always ridiculed for being in the Mahar caste. Thus, he left his job to be a teacher at Sydenham College in Mumbai. He also started a weekly journal, Mukh Nayak, with the help of the Maharaja of Kolhapur. This journal criticized the orthodox Hindu beliefs and was a voice against discrimination.
Topic of Class 7A. Political career of Dr. Ambedkar. He earned enough money to complete his studies in London and was appointed as the barrister in the British Bar. Determined to work for the eradication of discrimination in India, he returned. He started the Bhaskar Hitkarini Sabha, which provided education and socio-economic improvement to the backward classes. He followed the footsteps of Gandhi to fight for water resources and to enter temples for the untouchables. He also published Annihilation of Caste, which he strongly criticized the discriminative society of India. He also published Who Are the Shudras, where he explained how the untouchables were formed. Father of Indian Constitution. He was Free India's first law minister and the chairman of the drafting committee of the Indian Constitution. He drafted the Indian Constitution in such a way that all citizens of India had freedom to religion, abolish untouchability, give rights to women and bridge the gap between various Indian classes. Dr. Ambedkar was of the opinion that religious values should be given up and new ideas should be adopted. He laid special emphasis on freedom, unity, dignity and freedom to all citizens of India as enshrined on the Constitution. He advocated democracy in every field, social, economic and political. For him, social justice meant maximum happiness to the maximum number of people. Thank you. Conversion to Buddhism and death. Dr. Ambedkar's patriotism started with the upliftment of the downtrodden and the poor. He fought for their equality and rights. His ideas about patriotism were not only confined to the abolition of colonialism, but he also wanted freedom for every individual. For him, freedom without equality, democracy, and equality without freedom could lead to absolute dictatorship. On 24th May 1956, on the occasion of Buddha Jayanti, he declared on Bombay that he would adopt Buddhism. On 14th October 1956, he embraced Buddhism along with many of his followers. The same year, he completed his last writing, Buddha and his Dharma. He died on December 6, 1956. His birthday is celebrated as a public holiday known as Ambedkar Jayanti. I'm sure it was very informative and is definitely inspiring. Now we have our tiny leader lookalikes transferring their enthusiasm through the screen.
I'm Rani Lakshmibai, Queen of Jhansi. I fight for independence. I'm Manikarnika Tambe. When I got married, they called me Rani Lakshmibai, Queen of Jhansi. They killed my 4-month-old baby in battle. The king died. I fought for India. I fought for independence. Vande Mataram. Jai Hind.
I'm going to talk about Subramania Bharati. He was born on 9th December, village called Ettapuram. He was poet, freedom fighter, and social reformer from Tamil Nadu. Fought for the country. He was right through his words.
I am Navid Anishwar from LKDA. Northern Video Podio Kattabuman. Needon Jackson Toyo. Kisti Tirei. Vari Vetti. Banam Podigiradu. Bhumi Veligiradu. Vanakkam Kudikkendu Kisti. Ha 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 ha. Vailikandaya. ஏற்றமிட்டாயா நாற்று நட்டாயா தடப்பைத்தாயா அங்கே கொஞ்சம் விளையாடு என் குழுப்பு எங்களுக்கு மஞ்சள் எடுத்து பண்ணி புரிந்தாயா மாமனம் மச்சானா மானம் கேட்டவனே ஏழைக்கு Rayari, cricket Rankisti, Jagan. I am Subhash Chandra Bose, also known as Netaji. I am a freedom fighter. Freedom is not given, it is taken. Let us all say one content. Love my India. Jai Hind. Jai Hind. I'm Saitya from LKG. I'm going to talk about Velu Nachiya as Veeramangai. She is the first Indian ruler to fight against British. And she devised the first recorded suicide bomb in history. She was trained in horse riding and silamba. Thank you. I am Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. I am father of the Mission and Satyagraha. I am father of a nation. I am Gautam Bhate as Bhagat Singh. I am a brave freedom fighter. I was born in Punjab. My uncle and dad are also here freedom fighter. Indra Zindabad.
Taking the Tiranga or the tricolor as an inspiration, we asked our students to create anything and everything that comes to their mind as soon as they think of it. Let's look into their amazing creations. a poem recital where the young minds of BVM Global Coimbatore will recite the poems on their ideas about our country.
I'm Bhavyashri from class 3A. I'm here to sing a poem about India. My India. I'm a good citizen of India and I'm proud of it. I love its flora and fauna too. I love its culture as it differs from state to state. There are many languages in India. Come and learn with me. There are many wonders in India. Come on friends, join with me. Let's explore. Thank you.
வணக்கம், என் பெயர் கனிஷ்கா. நான் 5ஆம் வகுப்பில் படிக்கிறேன். இன்று நான் பாரதத்தை பற்றி ஒரு கவிதையை கூறப்போகிறேன். தேசிய வீரர்கள். தேசிய கொடியை தந்தார் அவர்கள். நம் நாட்டிற்கு சுதந்திரம் வாங்கி தந்தார்கள். அவர்கள் தியாகத்தில் கிடைத்த மூவண்ண கொடியை பார்த்து பெருமைப்படுவோம் நாம். அவ்வீரர்கள் மீட்டெடுத்த நம் பாரத நாட்டை பெருமைப்படுத்துவோம். இந்தியன் இந்தியன் என்றே அனைவரும் தோள் கட்டி நிமிர்ந்திருப்போம். நன்றி.
கத்தின்றி ரத்தமின்றி யுத்தம் ஒன்று செய்து பல பேரான உதிரங்களால் இந்திய மண்ணை மீட்டெடுத்து இந்திய நாட்டை போற்றுவோம். இந்திய நாட்டை பெருமிதம் கொள்வோம். ஜெய் ஹிந்த்.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நான் சுகஸ்ரீ. இன்னல்கள் பல கடந்து இளைப்பாற்றாமல் இறுதி வரை போராடி இந்தியாவிற்கும் இந்திய மக்களுக்கும் சுதந்திரத்தை சுவைக்க செய்த தன்னலமற்ற தலைவர்களின் தியாகங்களுக்கு உரிய சமர்ப்பணமாக இனிவரும் நாட்களில் தலைவர்களின் கட்டமைப்புகள் இன்னதென்று வழிவகுக்கும் சட்டமான இந்திய அரசியலமைப்பு சட்டமானது அமலுக்கு வந்த நாள் இன்று. தொழில்நுட்பங்கள் விண்ணை துளைக்கும் திறன் கொண்ட இந்நாட்களில் தொன்மை வரலாற்றுக்கும் வழக்கங்களுக்கும் முதன்மையான முக்கியத்துவத்தை தர மறக்கின்றோம். அவ்வாறு மறந்த ஒன்றுதான் வேறுபாடு. ஆம், சுதந்திர தினத்திற்கும் குடியரசு தினத்திற்கும் உள்ள வேறுபாடு.
சுதந்திர தினம் என்பது 1947ஆம் ஆண்டு ஆகஸ்ட் 15ஆம் தேதி நள்ளிரவில் ஆங்கிலேயர் நமக்கு வழங்கியதாகும். ஆனால் அது முழுமையான சுதந்திரம் அல்ல. ஏனெனில் பிரிட்டிஷ் அரசு இந்தியாவிற்கு டொமினியன் அந்தஸ்து தான் வழங்கியது. அதன்படி பிரிட்டிஷார் சார்பில் நியமிக்கப்பட்ட கவர்னர் ஜெனரல் தான் நாட்டின் தலைவராக இருந்தார். இதன் பின் இந்திய அரசியலமைப்பு 1949ஆம் ஆண்டு நவம்பர் 26ஆம் தேதியில் இந்திய அரசியல் நிர்ணய சபையால் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளப்பட்டு 1950ஆம் ஆண்டு ஜனவரி 26இல் நடைமுறைக்கு வந்தது. அதுதான் குடியரசு தினம்.
ஒவ்வொரு இந்தியனும் அனுபவிக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு சலுகைகளும் ஒவ்வொரு தீர்மானங்களும் மக்களால் மக்களுக்கான ஆட்சி அமைந்ததினால் கிட்டிய வளர்ச்சி என்பதை உணர்ந்து நாள்தோறும் நாட்டுப்பற்றுடன் நல்ல வழிதனில் சென்று நன்னாட்டினை உயர்த்திடுவோம். பெற்றெடுத்த சுதந்திரத்தை பேணி காப்போம். கட்டி எழுப்பிய குடியரசை கண்ணும் கருத்துமாய் வளர்ப்போம். நன்றி, வணக்கம். ஜெய்ஹிந்த்.
It was really fascinating to see the brilliant thoughts of the young minds. We now have our class 11 girls with a video on the storyline of the Constituent Assembly while drafting the Constitution.
We, the girls of class 11, are here to enact a storyline of the Constituent Assembly while drafting the Constitution.
For what are we having this liberty for? We are having this liberty to reform our social system, which is full of discrimination, inequality and other things which conflict our fundamental rights. So as long as you don't achieve social liberty, whatever freedom is provided by law is not available to you. I like the religion which teaches equality, liberty and fraternity. And with this religion is how the community and the country will attain freedom. Thank you.
We have to shut mutual bickering, shut the difference of being high or low, and develop the sense of equality and banish untouchability. We have to restore the condition of Swaraj prevalent prior to British rule. We have to live like the children of the same father. Manpower without fraternity is not the strength. Unless it is harmonized and united property, then it becomes a spiritual power.
gathered the religious leaders and the secular democratic workers together in a room. We asked the religious leaders about their reservations on democratic workers. We also asked the democratic workers about their reservations on religious leaders. It turns out that their problems are not even problems at all, but rather misconceptions, misunderstandings, and miscommunications. Hence, being secular and being educated by heart can make revolutionary changes in the society.
Sir, I'm proud to be a Jungli. That is the name by which we are known in my part of the country. As a Jungli, as an Adivasi, I'm not expected to understand the legal intricacies of the resolution. You cannot teach democracy to the tribal people. You have to learn democratic ways from them. They are the most democratic people on earth. Just like how we treat each other in hockey, I expect we Adivasis be treated the same in our country.
May the souls find refuge on whose hand touches them. Build a house of that form. We have no demands to make. All political rights and aspirations we have must be satisfied from the goodwill of the government and the majority community. Thus, I request for a sovereign country.
Today, for the first time in our long and secular history, we find this whole of vast land brought together under the jurisdiction of one constitution and one union, which takes over responsibility for all its citizens. Our republic has entered the world stage, therefore free from pride and prejudice, humbly believing and striving that in international as well as international.
We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity and to promote among them all, fraternity assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
What's better than one patriotic song? Many patriotic songs. We now have a medley of patriotic songs. Let's sit back and enjoy.
இந்தியன் என்று சொல்வோம், அந்த சொல்லில் பெருமிதம் கொள்வோம். தீங்கற்ற தேசம் படைக்க நம் கைகளை இணைத்துக் கொள்வோம். இந்தியன் என்று சொல்வோம், அந்த சொல்லில் பெருமிதம் கொள்வோம். தீங்கற்ற தேசம் படைக்க நம் கைகளை இணைத்துக் கொள்வோம். நம் மொழிகள் வேறாயினும் நாம் ஒரு தாய் மக்களே. நம் நிறங்கள் வேறாயினும் நம்மில் வேற்றுமை இல்லை. நம் மொழிகள் வேறாயினும் நாம் ஒரு தாய் மக்களே. நம் நிறங்கள் வேறாயினும் நம்மில் வேற்றுமை இல்லை. எங்கள் பாரதம் இது எங்கள் பாரதம். எங்கள் பாரதம் இது எங்கள் பாரதம். இது எங்கள் பாரதம். இது எங்கள் பாரதம்.
வெள்ளிப்பனிமலையின் மீதுலாவுவோம், அடிமேலே கடல் முழுதும் கப்பல் விடுவோம். வெள்ளிப்பனிமலையின் மீதுலாவுவோம், அடிமேலே கடல் முழுதும் கப்பல் விடுவோம். பள்ளித்தலம் அனைத்தும் கோயில் செய்குவோம், பாரத தேசம் என்று தோல் கொட்டுவோம். எங்கள் பாரத தேசம் என்று தோல் கொட்டுவோம். ஆயுதம் செய்வோம், நல்ல காகிதம் செய்வோம். ஆலைகள் வைப்போம், கல்வி சாலைகள் வைப்போம். ஓயுதல் செய்யோம், தலை சாயுதல் செய்யோம். உண்மைகள் சொல்வோம், பல நன்மைகள் செய்வோம். உண்மைகள் சொல்வோம், பல நன்மைகள் செய்வோம். பல நன்மைகள் செய்வோம், பல நன்மைகள் செய்வோம்.
வந்தே மாதரம் என்போம், வந்தே மாதரம் என்போம், நாம் வந்தே மாதரம் என்போம், வந்தே மாதரம் என்போம், வந்தே மாதரம் என்போம், வந்தே மாதரம் என்போம், நாம் வந்தே மாதரம் என்போம், வந்தே மாதரம் என்போம். கண்ணீர் சிந்தி பெற்றோமே, கருவறை கதையாய் படித்தோமே, சுதந்திர நாடு என்றோமே, கர்வம் கொண்டு நின்றோமே. கண்ணீர் சிந்தி பெற்றோமே, கருவறை கதையாய் படித்தோமே, சுதந்திர நாடு என்றோமே, கர்வம் கொண்டு நின்றோமே. அஹிம்சை நம் வெற்றி, ஒன்று சேரலாம் தோழா. அஹிம்சை நம் வெற்றி, ஒன்று சேரலாம் தோழா. ஒன்று சேரலாம் தோழா, ஒன்று சேரலாம் தோழா.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम. सीताराम सीताराम भज प्यारे मन सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम. ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान. ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान. राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीताराम. राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीताराम. राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीताराम. सीताराम सीताराम.
Next, let's look into a conversation between Inia and Nandini on the Constitution of India.
Every year on 26th January, we celebrate Republic Day with great zeal, pride and honor. This day rekindles brotherhood, patriotism, humanity, thanksgiving and love. Let's have a conversation with Inia to understand the significance of Republic Day. Welcome, Inia.
Thank you, Nandini, for giving me such an opportunity to talk about our nation.
As a nation becomes republic, its powers rest in the hands of its citizens. Not having control over a nation is a situation that is very hard to imagine. What, according to you, is the significance of Republic Day?
Republic Day is the day that we remember when our Indian Constitution came into effect on January 26, 1950. This historical moment formally transitioned India as one of the greatest democracies in the world. 2.5 years later on, our Indian Constitution came into effect. That is why we celebrate our Republic Day. To honor this, our Indians were given a secular, socialist and democratic republic.
The first name that comes to our minds when we think of Independence Day is the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Similarly, Republic Day is synonymous with the father of the Indian Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Inya, do enlighten us about his role in the making of the Indian Constitution.
Dr. Ambedkar played a huge role in drafting our committee. He was the chairman of a drafting committee which played a huge role in making of our constitution. He studied various constitutions about various countries. He also introduced some best feature for our Indian constitution. He also achieved in giving basic rights in the depressed class people.
The rapid growth and development strides of India in the last 5 years have made it one of the strongest emerging economies. As a citizen, what aspects do you think the nation must focus on to boost its development?
Preserve, consolidate and strengthen India's unity by accepting the diversity to make sure that we are pushing forward for the nation. Establish a secular society. Rapidly rising our technology and productivity level of agriculture and industry, we can build up our social, self-reliant Indian economy.
India has all the aspects to become a strong nation, starting from its historical civilization and geostrategic location to its huge labor force and a formidable consumer market. What steps can be taken to build the nation's strength and make it a leading power?
The primary objective of a nation building is to make a violent society peaceful. Food, shelter and security are the basic rights that every Indian must have. Economic and political objectives can be pursued once the first objective is being met. Reforms generate resistance which can overcome only through the skillful applications of personnel and money. Objectives can be scaled out to match resources.
We now have our primary students here to entertain us with their moves.
ओ सदके मैं जावा मेरी दिल जानिया मैं शीश झुकावा मेरी दिल जानिया तेरे नाम जो कर जावा कम है वो तू सारे जहां से प्यारी मेरे भारत की बेटी है सारे जहां पे भारी मेरे भारत की बेटी दिल जान है शान हमारी मेरे भारत की बेटी जीती रहो जीतती रहो से टपके हर आंसू है अपना जो तेरे होठों पे ठहरे वो गीत अब अपना जो सीना तान के तू चल दे उठता है सर अपना जा जी ले अपनी जिंदड़ी सर पर हाथ है अपना तेरा जो भी है सपना अब जिम्मा है अपना सपने सच करने की तेरी बारी ओ तू सारे जहां से प्यारी मेरे भारत की बेटी है सारे जहां पे भारी मेरे भारत की बेटी
Thank you for the splendid performance. Now I call upon Secretary Editorial Board Master Dinesh to deliver the vote of thanks.
I, Dinesh of class 11, take immense pleasure in delivering the vote of thanks for today. I would like to thank our principal, Mrs. Saida Sarfaraz, Vice Principal, Mrs. Srilata Manikandan, dear parents and my dear teachers. Let's not pass this Republic Day as any other holiday. Instead, look within and think whether we are fulfilling our fundamental duties. The values and ideas have to be worked out by the thriving society, which is not possible in a dormant society. So my dear friends, awake from the deep sleep that we are in and march a step forward for a better society of tomorrow. I would like to conclude by saying that every action done today will have its consequence in future. Jai Hind. I request you all to raise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे